Good morning to you all, and welcome to this land clearing broadcast. What we've got today is a bunch of trees marked with orange paint that we've got to get down on the ground. We got some pretty good drop zones. I'm gonna try not to break too many of these trees because most of them, especially little guys that big, are going to get chipped up. Therefore, my plan is to get into here and push these trees down through my little drop zones where I'm not going to break the trees that he doesn't want harmed. That's the main one right here that we want to protect, this guy right here. So we've got some pretty good sized ones need to come down. My plan is to come back toward the back here and drop the trees as much this way as possible because I have to clean up all of this on the ground as well. Let's get to it. For you guys starting out in this business, you don't have to go out and buy a monster $3,000 chainsaw. Most of my tree cutting I've done has been with this little bitty saw right here. I used to be a tree climber, and this little light saw won't work you to death, and we're gonna piece these trees up. We're not gonna be bucking into firewood and such. So get this old girl warming up. Very good. I've got these big piles of dirt. I'm gonna smooth this out. And using this, I'll be able to warm the hydraulic fluid up, get the machine getting warmed up before we start doing the hard pushing and pulling on these trees. What I'm currently doing is the homeowner and another tree feller came in, and literally feller, came in and just dropped a bunch of trees to clear this view up, which looks nice, but it's left a mess and an eyesore. So all this was just strewn out here. You can see the stumps. I'm just lining it all up. That way, once these trees are down, if he wants me to load all this out, I can just grab a handful of it and I can just run straight to where the truck will be parked, throw it in the truck and haul it out. We're gonna go down here on this hillside too, because we're gonna have to get these logs out, I'm pretty sure. You can see they've just cut trees and let them fall, which is fine. And luckily, this 20,000 pound machine is gonna manhandle every bit of this quite easily. That big boy right there, I may have to work a little bit harder to get him to a better spot, but just dropping trees right and left and letting them fall on top of each other, you talk about a nightmare if you were going to have to get this all out by hand. There will be folks who wonder why I wear a hard hat inside the machine. Well, if a widowmaker or a snag falls out of the tree and lands there and is coming in on me, I want to be able to just drop my head and it hit my hard hat. Some may call that overly cautious, but I don't have a whole lot of brain to begin with. I can't afford to have any knocked out. We may have to break some of these just to get them where we want them to go. White pine is not a very strong wood. Luckily for us, when we go to feeding these into the chipper, we'll be able to feed every one of these in. I'll be able to back the chipper right down here and feed it. Now see, we got this big tree on top of this little one, so I'm just gonna have to break it. Tidying up. Now you can see the length of this tree here. pretty good, but pine is not all that heavy usually. Usually, I say. Now see, right there, that pine's top hasn't been cut, so hopefully we'll be able to just reach up here and snap it. Nope, not enough leverage. So we'll just have to lift the whole tree up, I guess. Wow, I did not expect it. It wouldn't break toward the small end, but it broke right there, didn't it? There's houses down there, I think. Seems like the homeowner or the landowner told me, so we don't want a chance getting one of these logs rolling. We're going to separate the logs from the brush as best as we can. See, we got that stem up through there. People that go through and cut this stuff up into small pieces, I don't understand, because then you're having to pick up all these little pieces as opposed to just grabbing a couple of big ones. And that just doesn't make sense to me. See, like these little guys are kind of bushy. They're going to go in the chipper. So we're going to put them back over here to the right where I just cleared the logs. Man, there's some big pines down there. Chipper stack. I thought that one was thinking about springing in here. I may make a pile of logs over there too. Missed this one. See, just toss it. Now see, if I turn loose of that, it'd spring in right now. So let's get him down a little low, open our thumb and swing it around. Now see, that puts it in position more for me to get it to where it'll line up to go into a chipper that way. We'll get us about a 12 or 15 inch chipper and it'll make quick work of these. Alright, I'm going to keep cleaning this area up a little bit and we'll check back in. We ready? Let the fun begin. Hopefully this one don't just snap off at the ground. Man, as wet as it's been this year, these things are going to push right out. Look at that. Stumps and all. Let's knock some dirt loose. Oh yeah, that dirt's coming right off. I was afraid we'd have to let these stumps sit and dry, which I probably still will, but we don't have to as much. Let's see if we can just pluck this one out. Now then, this one up and it'll lift this other one up too. I'll cut my stumps loose. All right, for you guys who are just getting started and are starting to clear properties, if you're having to haul stumps and brush and trunks to either the stump dump or the mulch yard, sometimes it's the same thing. You want to cut as close to the stump as you can without getting into the dirt, because they charge less for clean brush and the stems than they do for stumps. So you just want to get stump material into your dump trucks or whoever you're having haul. That way you minimize that overhead for yourself and your customer. I'm gonna go ahead and buck these into about 5-foot sections so they fit easily into my dump truck when the time comes to haul them off. Let's cut us a measuring stick. Now this is another reason I like my top handle saw for little pieces of wood. It's just you can do multiple things at one time. I'm gonna measure 5 feet. Right there. This here is my hillbilly measuring stick. I could have cut it longer, but this is gonna be easy to handle. It's stout enough that it's not gonna just get broke from the first few tries. And with 5 feet, I can cut over anywhere up here and still have it short enough to fit in the bed of my truck. There you go. Also at 5 feet, if somebody in the area hears me cutting and comes by, they're having a hard time or even not having a hard time, and they want some firewood, I can load these into the bed of any pickup truck bed and they can be on their way without having to be close to me while I'm working, dropping trees. It's a lot safer. Let's work up the rest of these small trees and then we'll get to the fun stuff. All right, now let's just go ahead and see, I can manhandle this if it gets hung in that other oak. But we can't go this way because that one we want to save. Therefore, we'll go ahead and push these two out. Those two have to come out. Then we'll work on this big boy. I just want to show you guys, look how clean those stumps are coming. You can tell it's been one wet year. I can pick them up and drop them about twice, and that's how clean it's coming. Going to make this job a lot easier to get the stumps out in a timely fashion. We've got some power lines and utilities overhead right here, and we've got to drop this line of small trees. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and knock that out. Then we'll be able to move on to the bigger stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me just show you what we've gotten done so far. All these little trees that were up through here, I got them dropped. They're all lined up, going the same way. This is the butt end. Got my stumps piled. And that is pretty much it for all the small stuff. Now, we've just got to focus on these white oaks. 1, 2, and 3. That'll be the one that does some damage to surrounding trees, if any. But I think I can put him right down through there and we'll be all right. I've done pretty good not to. We've ripped trees all out around here. This is our a surveyor's control point. Do not disturb. We have not disturbed it. So let's get these white oaks on the ground and move forward. You guys may even be able to tell, but this little oak has got a little lean to it, and it's leaning right toward that walnut, I believe that's walnut right there, that they're wanting to protect. So I'm going to leave as many roots on this side holding as I can. And what, if anything, will happen as a result of that, as that tree starts to fall and those roots resist the fall, the tree will actually start to turn and swing that way, but there's really no trees that they're concerned about protecting. But what I am going to do is I'm going to start out here and I'm going to start pulling roots up instead of necessarily just trying to break them. And I'm just pulling a trench along here. See, those roots are breaking pretty easy. Let's sidle him on up. Now, that's the other good thing about using an excavator. You can control a tree pretty good as long as the ratio of the weight of your machine is heavier than that tree. Now, I'm also not going to push way high up because more than likely I'm not going to snap that oak. It's just going to stop me. But the last thing we want to do is get in that bad habit and potentially just start, you know, if we move to a bigger excavator, we could snap trees like this. So let's just push on it and see if it'll even move. Nope, not yet. Each time you break one of those top runner roots, which is those big roots that run off of the trunk, you weaken the stability of this tree. All right, I feel like we've broken enough of the roots that side. Now I'm going to break the roots that are coming toward me that are holding that tree toward us. I'm also not going to rebury all these roots if I can help it. This thing doesn't have very many roots for a white oak. Now you got to watch your tree also. I mean, when one is leaning and it's heavy enough, it can just decide to start going on its own. You got to be ready to drive up to it and persuade it to go in the direction you're wanting it to. So we just broke some big roots right there. Let's see if she'll go now. Nope, not yet. Now this is where having a wider bucket comes in handy, because I can start inching my way in toward the bottom of the root ball and actually get up under it and start lifting on it. This is not the biggest oak we've got to get out either. See if she'll move. I might have to put the blade behind me to hold me down. Yeah, it's wanting to. See, my machine is sliding, and the other thing too is watch that base, and as you push on this guy, you'll be able to see a root move back up to where your cutting edge is going to go straight down and then just curl him into you. Put your blade down. This machine, these little mini and midi excavators, they're stout for the most part, but also they don't have enough weight to hold themselves down. Let's see. Maybe she'll go now. I don't want to get hung in the top of that other oak though, if I can help it. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and dig on around here. The wind is kicking up, so we gotta watch. I watch that root ball, because as you dig, the dirt around it's smooth and you can see it crack, and if the wind gets to pushing on that too hard, it's wanting to go. Just gotta break a couple more roots. Oh yeah, that's what's holding it right there. Come on, big boy. Some roots peeling out. Roots are tough. Now since it's kind of leaning back toward me a little bit, I'm gonna spin around. So if once it starts to break loose, the wind doesn't blow on it and start pushing it back toward me. And once we get to sliding and it's coming toward us, we're just pretty much going along for the ride. And I've got a wood chip in my shirt. Bunch of wood chips in my shirt. All right, now let's have some fun. Bury our blade. We've got enough boom to follow the tree out once it goes. Just in case it breaks that top out of that other tree, at least I got a little bit more glass to hopefully catch it. This glass is taking some hard hits and it hasn't broken yet, so let's turn the eco off, get a little more power. I'm gonna put the teeth into the tree so I got a little bit more grab on it. There's a rock under there, I think. Oh, I got you now, buddy. Come on. Go, 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 go. Well, shiitake. Come on, break that limb out. See that? That right there is not what you want. It hung on to him. Now we'll just have to go up there and pull that limb down. That's just what we'll have to do. That's just what we'll have to do. Let's get this tree cleaned up and move on to the next. There's the hole. There is the stump. This is the tops. And this is the trunks. See how nice and tidy we're keeping our workspace. It's a lot easier when you got a little machine like this, just to go ahead and keep it neat. Doing all this with a MS201T, little bitty chainsaw. Well, Kelly called me. I was just getting ready to go to lunch and I told her, I was like, well, one of the only two trees he cared about trying not to hurt, I broke a limb off. I said, I'm gonna have to climb this thing. I've still got my climbing hooks and harness and everything. I said, I'm gonna have to climb this thing to get this broke limb section out and trim it up pretty. She said, no. She said, we ain't gonna try to have no baby and you climb up there and get killed. So I said, all right, well, we're just gonna have to pay somebody then. She said, well, you just figure it out. So I guess my climbing days is over. Oh, Lordy. I do love that woman. I reckon she loves me. I don't want to tear this up too bad. My buddy's going to bring his bucket truck and back right up to that tree, so I do not want to disturb the ground more than necessary. Brake, baby. I believe we'll have this one down pretty quick. this one down, we've only got 2 more bigger trees to do. I think we'll be all right. We'll get it done here. This one isn't as hefty as that other one. Now don't you go that way. Hateful. You hateful thing. I'm gonna take this one more this way. Control as I want just yet. I don't want to break anything else. I only allow myself one whoopsie a day. Still wanting to go the wrong way. I'm not jerking back because it's already leaning over me a little, and if it gets going good enough, it could come on over and join us over here, and that we don't want. We do not need that. Control of him now. I think, maybe. Don't you turn. Don't you turn. There we go. I'm happy with that. That was a good outcome. Let's work this tree up, shall we? We got yet another oak down. See if we can get some dirt off of here. Oh yeah. We'll let that dry out overnight. That dirt's coming loose pretty easy though. Start a stack of logs right here, I think. Let's see, I want to get that right. Oh, a ton. That's what that is. I want that little batch of roots going into the stump dump, because if they see it, they could charge me for it being dirty wood, and I can't afford that at all. of wood right there. I thought that was a... Come on. I thought that was a part of the limb. So I got me a good pile of hardwood there. This here. We'll be loading those stumps out tomorrow. Now, let's see if I can figure out how to get this pine down. Got a little bit of a drop zone here. See if it'll just push over. Oh boy. Power line's right there. Nice tree there. There was a guy out here doing surveying here a minute ago. I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and break a couple of roots. Just so I've got as much control as I can get here. It's about 60 feet tall. Don't turn. It's wanting to turn on me. Let's get that thumb out there and that'll give me a little bit extra control, maybe. Break those roots, big boy. I'm being a little extra cautious this time. Come on. Keep going the way I want you to. Been wanting to turn on me there. Go, baby, go. It was wanting to turn. It was wanting to turn. I only, one mistake a day is all I'm going to give myself. Now I'm going to roll that tree and break every one of those little limbs off. Roll, baby, roll. Come on, roll. See how it stripped those? Well, I'll get you guys out and show you. See, the pines aren't too heavy. There's your stump. Let me show you what happens when you roll these things. See, I broke all those limbs loose and it leaves every one of your limbs in a perfect line, and I can just run in here with that thumb, grab every one of those limbs, put them in the pile. Stump pile. Let it dry out tonight. bigger truck, I can cut those pieces a lot longer. About 3 times longer. But that's alright. They're not in a huge hurry. They're making a good time. Show you how easy it is to pick up these limbs. Store the top right there for now. Break these up into a single pile. Boy, I love the smell of that pine. Don't necessarily want to break those up. I may want to feed them into a chipper real easy, so I'm going to leave all the stems pointed one way. You guys check us out in the description. I got the link to our merchandise store. Go over there and get you some hillbilly swag. If you want to. If not, just be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Help a hillbilly out. Top in the right direction. Got a nice little cleaned up lot here. Go ahead and clean those holes in, and we'll check back in. All right, guys, I think we did really good today for having my little saw and my little excavator. We've got a decent pile of stumps there. We've got a decent pile of hardwoods, which I'm going to ask around, see if I can get somebody to take those for firewood. I hate to just see it go to waste. And of course, we've got our junk pine, which is really not good for much anything, except burning outside. Some people burn it inside, but I wouldn't. I'm going to go ahead and grease old Yeller up, give him an evening inspection. Get it ready for tomorrow. That wind is ripping. I'm having to stand with my back to it. Unfortunately, here, let's do that. Unfortunately, the sun's also to my back. The pine went really good today, and for the most part, everything was pretty small. Again, I'm gonna try to stand with my back to the wind. I didn't drop these big trees, but they're big, beautiful trees, and I hate to see them go to waste. Being that I didn't drop these trees, I am now tasked with getting them out of here. So it won't take long, but this does solidify the need for a little bit bigger saw. I want to start doing more clearing projects like this for you guys. That way you don't get bored with me on the driveways and other stuff. I used to do more of this. I used to have a Stihl MS 461, and I loved that saw. It was a little heavy, and you know, when I was a climber and up in a tree, but for groundwork and bucking logs and stuff, it was an awesome saw. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a brand new saw because I'm going to plan on keeping it for a long time. Whew, it's a little steeper walk than I expected. Too old for this. So at any rate, you guys be looking for me to be doing a little bit more lot clearing and stuff like this. I really enjoyed this project, and it's not done yet. We'll be back tomorrow to start hauling some of this out. We're gonna be bringing a chipper in, chipping some of this junk. Y'all be sure to help a poor old hillbilly out and support this channel with 3 easy steps: like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for joining me on this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop it in the comments, tell me what you thought about it, and we will see you on the next video.